What's going on, guys? This is a video of should you invest in Square. I'm just going to be going over some of their recent updates and their investor relations. So we are growing two significant ecosystems. This is a slide from um, the company themselves. So there's two different parts of their business. There's the seller portion and the Cash App portion. This would be for businesses. The Cash App portion would be for just anybody who uses Cash App. It's kind of like its own banking system, and that's going to be huge going forward. They're rivaling traditional banking in a sense that they're creating a new just peer-to-peer type of system, and this is kind of like the PayPal's, the Venmos of the world. But Cash App, I really like that the way that they do it. They have direct deposits, and they're going to be adding some different features along the way. I mean, they already have Bitcoin. I think that was one of their biggest drivers in their recent earnings. Seller wise, um, they have all of the different e-commerce, capital appointments. If you're a business and you use Square, I really like the ecosystem that they have kind of set up there, and it really does make it easier for small businesses and retail and different things to function as a business and get payments and just the movement of capital. So these are the two parts of their business, and this is the two ecosystems that they're going to try and grow out. So here it talks about the compound annual growth rate of what's been growing it, and you can see that the Cash App gross profit has been growing since 2016 all the way to 2019. It from 5 million to 458 million in about 4 years. That is pretty significant growth there, and I think that we'll likely see this trend continue to grow into the future as kind of like cryptocurrency and decentralized type finances becomes more relevant, like we're already starting to see. And so this is just showing the compound annual growth rate of the both parts of their business. And while driving the profitable growth, so this is the EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, just like the paying back of debts. So this is excluding the gain on the sale of the Caviar, which they recently sold, and the revaluation of equity investment in Eventbrite, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Eventbrite, but it's kind of like an event app slash website where you can schedule events on and kind of like parties or different events. Not that you would be using that at this time, but yeah, Eventbrite is, I think it's a pretty sensible type business. So I think that those kind of things, when all this blows over, will eventually still be growing into the future. As we move on, they're addressing significant market opportunities. Sellers, they're saying that there's 100 billion plus dollars to be made in sellers, and for individuals, there's $60 billion plus. So those are like the opportunities in here. They're going to break it down even further. $20 million in businesses, 6 trillion gross receipts, 85 billion in U.S. TAM opportunity. So this is what they're saying is the opportunity in the U.S. And here we go. Here's where they actually break it down, how they got to this $85 billion opportunity that they're talking about in the U.S. 39 plus $1 billion transaction profit, So these are like the charges that are most likely going to be with the business type opportunity in the U.S. They're saying that there's $6 trillion worth of gross receipts coming from these businesses, and that they have $85 billion in their ecosystem of services that they provide, uh, that of a possibility of revenue that they can generate from these 6 trillion of gross receipts. So here's where they break that down even further: 39 billion transaction profit, 30 billion from the software, and $12 billion from the Square Capital if they want to do any lending with the Square ecosystem, and financial services that they provide. That's another 5 billion to these businesses. So here we go. It's they're just kind of now breaking down each section even further. $100 billion opportunity with multiple vectors of future growth. Significant opportunities in serving larger sellers. So they are looking at the larger sellers of the world, probably the big retail sectors, maybe moving into some bigger markets, bigger companies in the U.S. And here's the Cash App breakdown of where they could make their potential earnings from. $9 trillion in addressable volume in the U.S. alone. So there's $4 trillion of people sending money, $2 trillion of spending, and $3 trillion in investing. Here, again, it'll break it down a little bit further. 20 billion in spending, 41 billion in spending, and 2 billion in investing, and it's a 60 billion plus dollar opportunity. This is what they were saying for the Cash App side of the house of their business. They have another $60 billion opportunity. So these are the two areas that they're going to be trying to increase. And this is why I am investing into Square. I believe that the traditional banking system, though it's relevant right now, will be in the future maybe not as relevant, as these non-traditional banking services make it easier and easier to send transactions between people without using any third parties or any intermediaries between sending money between you and another individual, depending on for business or whatever for. So they're acting as the main ecosystem for that, and I really like that the way that they're doing it, and I believe that this company will continue to grow into the future. This is my opinion. This is not any financial advice, so please do invest into them and do your own diligence into any other research. And again, you can look at this presentation, the full presentation. I only went over a few slides. You can look at the whole thing on the Cash App's investor relations website. So thank you for your time, and please like and subscribe to this video, and leave a comment down below if you're going to be investing in Cash App. Thank you.